Good morning, friends. I'm going to be speaking about the priesthood this morning. I just woke up about an hour ago, and every morning I have to flush the drugs back out of my system, otherwise I can't drive because I can't see, because I can't walk, because because of this hydrocephalus and all these other things, it just makes for very dangerous walking and driving. So this is my morning every day. Every day I get up, I barely can get up, and it's what it is. I'm so used to it, so it's like second nature. But yeah, that's why I could barely do morning mass. When I do, I have to do a special routine, and I don't get much sleep the night before because I can't take all the drugs. I have to take half of them. So then that's another reason why I'm tired throughout the end of the weekend, is because Saturday is pretty decent. That one I can nail. But then that Sunday morning is rough because you got to get up at 7-ish minimum. Most priests get up at 6. I can't get up past 8, even with a little bit of the drugs I have to take. So yeah, it's a grind. So I have to take half of those just to get up at 7:30, and then I have to shoot a bunch of tea, drink it, shotgun it, a bunch of Monster Rehab, the lemonade one, the black tea. Then I have a window of, but it's still rough. My morning mass is, the first one usually is like, it's a stumbling adventure. It's embarrassing sometimes because I'm really struggling. Chanting, following the prayers and the mass, preaching. It's I don't like it because it's irreverent in my opinion. But when you gotta be on the spot, you gotta get it. You just gotta go. The mass help outs are most important. People don't care if it's perfect as long as it's reverent, or at least as long as it's faithful. And yeah, but the next mass usually I got a little bit of a second wind in me. Well, that's my weekend. This is how every morning I wake up, whether it's the weekend masses or daily. Otherwise I don't get a full night of sleep, and then over a period of time, I can get 8 hours good decent sleep. But if I don't get any less than that, if I get 6, 5, 4, and it's 5, 6, 10 days in a row, then I really decline. I'll be in the hospital again. It's happened a dozen times, because I keep using up all my fluid and it doesn't replenish fast enough. So rest is essential. Anyhow, priesthood, gosh, I could say a lot about priesthood. I love the vocation. It's hard, but I want hard. I got one life. I'm gonna go all in, man. That's just my style. I went in the military. My first job was special ops. I spent 2.5 years training physically, running, swimming, calisthenics, you name it. I was built. I was ready, and I got in, and I wanted hard. I wanted to go to that extreme. After boot camp, which wasn't that hard, it was more psychological. Boot camp is about breaking a guy down and building him back up in the image of the military, and that's what they all do. But I went in because it was hard, and I like hard. Priesthood is hard. Priesthood is sacrifice. It's like I always tell people, number one, they're not saints. We try to be. We really do. Some really get lost. I mean, you see that in the news. But you also got to remember the devil is on them more than anyone. And they're all human. We're all disordered. And it's really sad when you see a priest fall apart. But they're human beings, And no excuse for some of the crimes they commit. They belong in jail. They do, just like the rest of criminals and but they're human beings, and it's a hard life. You give up a lot, and you get very little in return. That's not to dissuade people, but I'm just being honest. I've been a priest now going on 12 years, and I gotta say there are times when I'm in a parish and 10% of the people love you, and really, and a third of them never come to church except for Sunday and Easter, Sunday on Easter, Christmas. You see them once or twice a year, and those are the ones we painfully long for. Then there's the ones that come every Sunday, but they're just there for the motions. I was that guy one time. 70% of the people don't believe in the true presence of the Eucharist. That's those who are attending Mass. That's sad. I don't think people realize, if that's true, they don't realize what's really going on. They don't understand the power and the mystery of that reality. It's God in the Eucharist. He said it. He instituted it. It's ongoing 2,000 years later. This is still the show of shows. This is the ultimate stage of love and death and sacrifice and atonement. And it's God's precious blood in His Son. You get to participate in that as a priest. It's phenomenal. You sense the power every time you lay your hands over the elements. It is amazing when you're absolving someone. You feel Jesus in you, speaking through you, the Holy Spirit guiding you. There's a Trinitarian, not only do Christians have that Trinitarian reality within their soul, as a priest, it is magnified and manifested through action more fully, because the priest is in the person of Jesus Christ, as another Jesus. We're just duplicates. We're in the person of Jesus Christ, the head. The Latin title of that is "En persona Christi capitis," in the person of Jesus Christ, the head. So it's hard. Yes, it's a hard life. But I like hard. I want to spend my life doing hard, because that means when I die, for me, this is how I look at it, I have given everything to God I could possibly give, and then some. Just like the Blessed Mother, St. Joseph, Jesus Christ, the saints, John the Baptist, who did the same. They're my heroes. And so when I went in the military, I went through the training, and I went through many months in the pipeline for PJs, combat control, in the Air Force. And that was some of the best formation I ever experienced. I was with men. I was with Rangers and SEALs and Green Berets. We'd get mixed. It was normal. They'd transfer over from different branches of the military. But I ran with those guys, and I had a few buddies. I had a couple Rangers who were they were in their late 20s. I was 19, 20, and I looked up to them. They were like my big brothers. They helped me through that. They were hardened men. They were warriors. They were serious warriors. I was trying to be one, but I didn't make it. It was really hard. I got through half of it, and then I washed out. I developed asthma, and I can't run 5 miles in 45 minutes with a ruckpack. I can't. It was, only Olympians can do that. But it was awesome, and it was hard, and I loved it, and I missed it, and I missed, some of my buddies went off to Afghanistan and Iraq, and I just, it was hard, but it wasn't what God called me to do, and I had to accept that. I had to accept the fact that I had what they called sports-induced asthma. It wasn't a normal thing. It was when you got pushed to the extreme, your body, the autonomic nervous system would click, and you get inflammation in the lungs. And there's nothing I could do about it. Anyways, that was part of my past, but priesthood was similar. In college, I was discerning. At the end of the military, when I was done, I was a mechanic. I was a darn good one too. I really enjoyed it, because I was a mechanic before, and then with the training, I'm just saying, I really enjoyed it, and I did very well. I went above and beyond. I was diesel mechanic, HVAC mechanic. We worked on the missile silos in North Dakota, and those were some serious technology. Even though it was old, but it was vast. The knowledge you had to have to work on that stuff. I had to go to school for over a year just to be an apprentice, and a journeyman. Anyways, choosing hard always pushes you, and that's why it's my style. Because the more you push yourself, that's your bar. It keeps going and going and going. And it helped me become a strong Christian. And it helped me grow in my faith and choose hard and to reject easy, laziness, reject vice and weakness. I chose virtue. I chose my faith. I chose prayer. I chose going to Mass, even though I didn't want to go to Mass. It's Sunday, and I owe God a little bit of my time because He made me, He gave me life. I'm going to go for 1 hour and appreciate Him. And man, I get more in return. I get the Eucharist, I get love, I can sing and praise and worship God. And if people think that's weak, you're delusional, you don't get it. That's the devil speaking through you. I'm sorry. It is, because the only one who would ever say that praying to God is weakness and that it is a waste of time because there's no God, that's a weak person trying to deny it because they're trying to deny what I'm doing. Because they have a conflict inside. Their conscience is kicking in and they can't. You either kill it or you fight it or you accept it. The natural laws in your heart. I wasn't going to fight it or reject it. I wasn't going to reject God. I did for years. I mean, I did fall away here and there. I did. It happens. I had times when I was away, and it's okay. You can always come back. The Lord in the prodigal son story, He welcomes all people back. But choosing hard will push you to be the best. And you don't know what God is forming you to be, so that's my standard. That's my pitch. Whether it was school, I wasn't the best student, but I'd always push myself. I always tried to learn. That's why I became a teacher. I got my master's degree. I went and that was hard. Writing and doing all that was very hard. Ask anyone who's done it. It's several years of school and money. You're broke. And you're doing it because you love the students and learning and teaching, but it makes you better, and you're pushing your brain to new limits, new heights. And then a couple years go by, and all of a sudden, new things happen in your life, and you're an entrepreneur, starting your own business. Things are clicking. You're more confident. You're more strong, and you're sure of yourself to go do those things you were scared of. That's what going hard means. Hardcore. I think Elon Musk's, that's his mode. That's the same mode I got. A lot of guys, the same thing. Priesthood is hard, but it's also rewarding. It's amazing. It's so awesome. Every day I wake up and I'm like, I can't believe I'm a priest of Jesus Christ. Just the power and the grace that you get to work with the tips of your fingers. The hands consecrated to Jesus. When I touch someone, it's Jesus Christ touching them. All priests are consecrated. Their hands are anointed. And it goes all the way back to Aaron, Melchizedek. It goes back to the Old Testament. Kings are anointed from their crown on their head. Priests are anointed with their hands. I invite anyone who's discerning their vocation to contact the local diocesan vocations office. Pray. Rosary. Go to Mass. Adoration. Be open and honest. Practice confession once a month. And if you do that honestly, the Lord will give you all the resources you need. He can give you a couple angels. Talk to your guardian angel. You have one. I do all the time. He communicates. If you learn how to communicate with spirits the right way, through prayer, your angels and your patron saints will talk to you through signs and symbols and scripture, prayer, and the Blessed Mother. Run to the Blessed Mother. She will help you. You don't have to do any of it alone. That's the thing, is I'm not doing any of this alone. I have a whole army of saints and angels with me 24/7, protecting me in every day, every second. My life is not alone. It's different, it's unique, and it takes a ton of faith to live it well. But God bless. I'll see you at Mass, and don't be afraid.